Well, hello everyone. How you doing today on this good old Saturday? Well, it's close to the end of the year, and when I say close to the end of the year, it's the last day next to the next day to the last year, however you want to say it. But I just wanted to do this because since this is almost New Year's Eve, and figure like, hey, let me get a retrospective of 23 because let's face it, 23, like 20, 21, 22, you know, pitfalls and whatever, that's life. What can you do about that? So, that being said, let's just say one of the things that stood out the most was, of course, with going to G Fest, meeting up with some incredible people, which I feel like were the amazing, amazing individuals. I've kept in touch on B chats, Messenger, and everything. Such great individuals. That'll be Daniel Cabrera, Mr. Sci-Fi Century himself, and meeting Kevin Lambert, Kaiju Goodness, my brother from the UK. Love you, bruh. Meeting DJ Anubis, James. I'm thinking of saying this. I'll just say James because I'm pretty sure if I get this last name, it's like I'm going to mess it up. But meeting James and then DJ Neko, which is Melissa, that's her husband, and meeting them. So meeting all these individuals, it was a great moment in time for me, and I feel like, hey, this is what you go to G Fest for, to mingle and meet incredible people, and to say, hey, I'm so glad that you're a part of my, you know, I ain't gonna say entourage, part of my lively span, as I like to say, which is such a great thing because, like I say, in retrospect of all things, this world is without its pitfalls, and unfortunately, this is what I'm going to get stressed into now. Some of the things that happened this year were, well, uneventful, could have been avoided, but it happened anyway. So in the end, when it happened, I dealt with it like anything else. I dealt with it and carried on. But let's just say that let's just start with yeah, let's start with the occasional passing away of some people. Some of y'all know that my father, he passed away this summer. And it's funny because growing up, he wasn't. Well, long story short, he was the typical dad that wasn't around his kids as much, and he was just philandering around, being who he was. I guess, I guess that was his nature. But fortunately, in time, it managed to heal because we managed to patch ways and mend what had been lost in time, and I'm grateful for that because maybe if he hadn't, I wouldn't have even gone to his funeral, you know. But yeah, so to say that that's how things work out, I mean, things work out that way, You just never know how life is going to treat you. You never know life was going to take you next, And fortunately for me, we did patched up things, and I'm glad for that. So I'm thankful that that did happen. But yeah, he he's in a better place, So he passed away. So it was hard, like anything, like losing my mother, But with him, it was just just that. It was sad, but fortunately, he's in resting, and I'm glad for that. Now, with that being said, we actually lost someone in community that's in this. in our group, in our society, he name of is it Linwell? Not Linwell. The I'm so oh my God, we call him Pastor, you know, but we lost him, a good friend. He was a very outgoing, very interesting individual, which we love him, and he was such a charismatic individual. But he died suddenly. I don't know what. I don't know why. Because it's funny how it's just funny how life is. You just know when some people, are gone. You figure like, okay, they got a lot to live. A lifetime to live, but I guess it's not up for us to judge that. It's not up for us to decide who's going to go, who's not. So when he left, I was just like, wow. It's just like I would have never imagined. But I guess that proves right there. Hey, you can't do nothing about that. It's that's how it is. And I guess life is. And the funny thing is, I guess I didn't realize how much it affected me um, when it happened because like anything in life, death is sudden, and you're not prepared for it. It must have affected me more because when I found out the news, it well, I think no, it was not him. Although his death was affected because I was disillusioned. No, it was the passing of uh, Ken Satsumi. That was the biggest thing that messed me up because his passing, rest in peace with him. He passed, and what's funny is that I don't know, I didn't realize how much it affected me because when I went out driving later that day, I almost got into an accident. You know, I almost got into an accident, and I'm just like, dude, focus. Focus on what you're doing. But when I stopped and realized, like, okay, this man who played Godzilla in 6 films, was it 6 films? Let's see, destroy. Let me say, Valente, Idril, Arthur. No, he played seven. I'm sorry, he played 7 films. The Heisei films. So I gotta think. That's why I say it threw me off. Basically, the man who played Godzilla for the Heisei, and then he played Gigan back in the Showa days. The Nakajima son. It threw me for a loop because I didn't think that would be good. This is another example of someone that's like just taken away. Yeah, he was up in age, but this man was very, viral, very full of vim, full of life, and the thing is, he reminded me so much of my late uncle. My late uncle was he reminded me of him so much because my uncle was such an eccentric, and that's how I thought of Sasumi-san. He was such a vital, intricate, individual. He was just that. It was just like I said, full of life. And then when he was gone, I was like, wow, he's gone now, And I'm just like taken aback by that, But as I say, no one's promised tomorrow, and I guess God had different plans for him, So when it happened, I just like I say, it took. I know some other people were affected by it. A lot of people were affected by him passing. Let's be honest. I mean, you meet somebody who's very, such a, just an incredible entity, and then they're taken away. It's much. And then you're gonna fall. You're gonna hurt. You're gonna feel pain. But yeah, and I guess it affected me more than I thought it did, and there's nothing you can do about that. So. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. It came into play, and I gotta say, speaking of accidents, almost getting into an accident, I did get into an accident this past summer. But before I get into that, I should mention this, and this is something that I think a lot of people do not know. This. I'm just going to say this, but I'm just going to. I mean, you can make your own distinctions on this and everything. Some of the people who are close to me, in terms of close knit, know about this. But what people don't know from the outside looking in, I had an event where it crushed my heart. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about in terms of someone loving me. All right. And by that, I mean, it was, let's just say point blank, it was somebody I knew for a good while. I thought it might have led to something, would lead to something. Unfortunately, this individual turned out to be not who I thought they would be. And this all took place during G Fest. This person, this individual, I'm not going to name their name. I figured, like I say, let sleeping dogs lie. Just let it lie. What you come to find out is this person who I'm thinking, needed help. And that's kind of person I am. If they need help, if I can, I will help them out. Help them out, did what I could to say, help them out. And somehow it led to something else. I started to feel something for this person. I started to feel, genuine, feelings for this individual. So I thought, okay, it's going to grow. It's going to go to something, and I think it would lead to something. All that was a facade. All of the things that I thought was there was all an illusion. It was all it was all for show. It was nothing like that. And what happened after that was pretty much telling me that you so-called changed, but what it was is I was knowing who I was, what my worth was, and I guess this individual unfortunately was the kind of individual that, yeah, they wanted somebody who was more of a simp than anything. They could just ask for something and you give it to them, and no, I was not going to be that person because I've been there many times, and fortunately for me, I kind of my eyes were kind of woken up to it. So when she told me this and that and how she feel like that I was all this, and let's just say that I didn't take the news too well. I say when I didn't take it well, I didn't. I spent my whole year. I spent this. This went down for this kind of thing went down over a year, you know, and it ended in me just having my heart broken, having my heart shattered, had all my thoughts and whatever about relationships just crushed. But bottom line is, it started and it ended, and I'm still here, but it just left a big pain in my heart because I spent so much of my feelings on this individual, but it was totally wasted. So, but hey, hey, life comes and goes. Just have to deal with it, and yeah, I guess that's just how it is. And fortunately, my friends who I mentioned before, they confided in me. They would get that had my back. They kept me knowing that what G Fest isn't a complete. This particular G Fest this year, this summer wasn't a complete letdown or waste. Fortunately, they kept me going, and I'm thankful for them. I just wish it had gone a different way. I mean, hopefully, I wish it could have, you know, gone a different way. But that's as I said before. life is like that, man. You know, you just can't predict these things. You know, things gonna happen. But but aside from that, back to what I was talking about an accident. I guess what I mentioned about Sasumi son, how he affected me, his death affected me so much. I didn't realize that interaction with her, with that happened, affected me because, like I say, I got into an accident this past summer, and I guess, like I say, I wasn't focused for a few seconds and got into, like I say, hit this other car, and and vice versa, and to me, honestly, how things went down, I'm surprised they went down the way they did. I'm thankful. If I got arrested and if I got a ticket, that'd have been okay. Because I deserved it. I deserved it. Because I was in the wrong, and things shouldn't affect you so much, but they do. The heart and mind can only take so much, even if you do right. You know, even if you comprehend with some things. But I guess for me, it hurt me more than I thought it did. But yeah, and I got another vehicle, thankfully, and everything. But it's a lot. A lot of the things that happened this past G Fest taught me something. It's like love is not something to just take for granted and feel like somebody's you got to make sure that because in this toxic environment nowadays, you just relationships, good relationships, decent relationships are very rare. And if you find that special someone, please hold on to them and don't take it for granted. Because if you do, yeah, you're gonna regret it because you missed out on something beautiful. But no. Aside from that, I'm it's it's been crazy things that went down, and just the domino effect of everything. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I had my ups and downs with that. But hey, life as they say, it goes on, and whatever doesn't kill you does make you stronger. But hey, let's get off all the dreary things that went down this year. Let's get to some of the positives of this year in terms of, I was gonna say movie wise. Let's go with that. Let's say this: Hollywood sucks. Hollywood is, oh my goodness, Hollywood. This has not been a good year for Hollywood, man. Hollywood is just tragic. Hollywood is just ugh. There have only been a few films this year that I can say rate are very decent, and one of them did not come out of Hollywood. This is going to be the shocking thing about this. Um, we know if anyone's seen Oppenheimer, very very good film. That's a Christopher Nolan. Wow. I mean, he's done things for superhero films. This, I thought Dunkirk was okay. Oppenheimer, wow. I mean, this is like, and it's a 3 hour film. It's a 3 hour long film. Then I recently saw about a month ago, Spider Man across the Spider Verse. It's a sequel to the last Spider Man, into the Spider Verse. This film, wow, dude. I mean, I didn't know how it was gonna be topped by, but it's, jeez, boy, that was like, okay, I didn't expect all that. Now, what other film was that? There was some other films like The Creator. I heard about Barbie. I heard that was a good. I haven't seen it, but I'm not interested in that. But the one film that I think stands out the most, not to say those films don't stand out, was Godzilla minus one. Who would have thought this film was going to be as impactful as it is. Oh, it is, you know. And I'm just like, I did not expect that. I did not expect that. I mean, because wow, you know, you and people was, and before I went to go see it, many people were mentioning, you know, talking about it, and I was just like, okay. I mean, true. I see where it's taking place after World War II. It's taking place before the 50s even started. So how good could it be? How great could it be? Great ain't even the word to describe this film. You know, I mean, true enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there are other films that done the same thing, but this is a modern day take on a film that's very that. Let's just say it reignited my love for cinema. You know, because it's been deeming very badly with cinema because it's, I guess, because of Hollywood. But since it is not a Hollywood film, partially this could have something to do with it. You know, and let me just say, the art gives it a very hands up on what it did. Very good storytelling. You care about the characters. You care about the story. And let me just say, this is like the first Gojira film that I say I got truly emotional by watching. I did not expect that. I did not expect to be overwhelmed by such an incredible picture like this because I'm thinking, okay, basically Gojira comes in the picture, he attacks. How they gonna get stop him? How they gonna get rid of him? We've seen that scenario. Well, that scenario was a much heavy-handed thing going on because the the human characters are somebody you can sympathize and really say, okay, I'm with them all the way with this. So knowing that this film did something with kaiju films before much better and done it in a modern day take on it, I was quite like, no, I would have never imagined that. I would never have imagined or never have believed that it was possible to do this. So when I saw that, when I saw the film, wow, okay. And this is why I said it leads me to believe and feel that this film needs, not in foreign position nomination, it needs to be full blown nominated for Best Picture in the Oscar in the Academy Awards. It really does. I mean, you can see a film and it's like blown away, but you don't think about Best Picture, you know, submission like that. You just feel like, okay, it's just, you know, good film, blah blah, move on. No, this is more than that. This is more than that, and it deserves its kudos for what it gets. You know, I mean, it deserves to get nominated. If it doesn't, well, if it doesn't, it just shows that yeah, the Academy is a bunch of dickhills and they're stupid and they're never gonna, you know, they're never gonna get it. So, and I guess in a way, maybe that's the thing. They never going to get it because they keep doing remakes, they keep doing sequels, they keep doing blah blah blah, and they're just no. But hey, to each their own, I guess. You know. But other than that, that's about it. You know, for 23, you know, it's come and it's about to go, and hopefully the next number will be, you know, it'll have its, you know, backfires, but it'll still be there and it'll still, you know, culminate, you know, saying, will it be an uprising, so to speak, for us to, you know, experience, you know. But, but hey, with that being said, I'm just gonna let y'all go because I figure like, okay, this is a long video and Usually I don't do too many. I haven't done a very long video in a while. That's been a minute. So, but hey, I just want to say to all of you, I know y'all. Hopefully, everyone had a good holiday. Hopefully, you had a good Christmas. I don't. Everything's like I say, everything's different now. And I'm getting no younger. You know, maybe young at heart, but young in spirit, but the body is a totally different story. But with that being said, I just want to say to all of you, take care. Happy New Year. If I haven't said it before, to all of you, all the kaiju fans and friends of films and everything, and just friends in general and family. I love y'all all, and hopefully, we meet again in another setting. And I know some people already know that I won't be at this coming G Fest, but hey, life goes on. So until then, y'all take care, be patient, and closing for the last time for this year, keep that kaiju love alive.